Hello, welcome to part 99 of my story. So, about a week before my release, I concluded that very important letter to Congressman Mark Veazey. I wanted to make sure that I highlighted multiple things at the camp that needed to be looked at. He had previously toured the camp about 2 months before, but he didn't get to speak to any of the inmates, including myself, who was there. And so I just felt like what he was doing was a good thing because he was now investigating the allegations, because we had multiple accounts of sexual abuse that had went unnoted at the camp. All those staff members knew about it. Nothing had become of those allegations. And so I wanted to make sure that the camp was not left out of that investigation that was going to take place into FMC Carswell. So I wrote him a pretty lengthy letter. The letter is of course, 5 pages long. So I'm not going to read the entirety of the letter to you guys. What I will do is read the important parts out of this letter, which the whole entire letter is important. It was very important to me and to the women at FMC Carswell. However, I'm going to read the parts of this letter that pertains to the sexual abuse. So I identify myself again. And I'm going to skip down and I'm going to start here. During my incarceration at FMC Carswell Satellite Camp, which is located on the North Joint Reserve Air Force Base in Fort Worth, Texas, I have experienced and witnessed firsthand the inhumane treatment of the incarcerated woman. This treatment is not limited to just mental abuse. It also includes sexual abuse. Female inmates are surrounded by some male officers who subconsciously say offensive things. There are also those who don't care and treat inmates indifferently. This facility has a track record of unethical and sexual misconduct by staff. In March of 2022, I informed both SIS and SIA of a sexual relationship between an inmate and her powerhouse boss. This incident led to a pregnancy that ended in miscarriage, according to the inmate involved. The inmate was terminated from her work post, according to another staff member. The work supervisor was questioned and let go. In November of 2021, while working an out-custody job on the North Joint Air Force Base, I experienced the ignorance of staff when it comes to reporting suspected allegations of inappropriate relationships involving an inmate. In this instance, a friend of mine developed a personal relationship with a sergeant on the base. He began meeting her at designated spots on the base and showering her with meals, gifts, pictures, and other contraband. They emailed daily and spoke over the phone. While working this job, we were supposed to be supervised by a BOP employee, which never occurred. Civilian contractors or free world individuals supervised us daily. Many of our supervisors were male and never received prior training. I took the job on the base very seriously, since it was a chance for me to work in the community and have a little freedom, which all the women working with me desired. However, our trusted job ended abruptly, and FMC Carswell lost their contract with the base once the allegations of an inmate involved with a married military man came to light. The inmate was transferred immediately to FPC Bryan like she was never here and an affair never happened. Throughout 2018, another friend of mine, who is no longer in BOP custody, confided in me about a sexual relationship she was having with her commissary supervisor, who still works here at the camp. There was an investigation into the alleged affair, but nothing came of it. Interestingly, another inappropriate relationship with an inmate involving the same camp commissary boss has recently came to light. The involved inmate was recently removed from the detail. As of recently, I have been made aware of the Dublin Rape Club. Dublin is another federal prison where there was a systematic rape system going on. You can Google that and also look that up. We know that this systematic abuse is not isolated at FMC Carswell. The Prison Rape Elimination Act, known as PREA, is supposed to protect incarcerated women, but it feels more like words on paper that are ignored daily. Most of the time, there is no accountability at FMC Carswell. To make matters worse, even more seriously, do not know that no sexual act involving an inmate can be considered as consensual. One only has to read the articles in Fort Worth Star Telegram on August 26th of 2022. I don't care how you try to bend it, shift it, or hide it, it happens, and it happens more regularly than people realize. Most incarcerated women have already either been abused physically, mentally, or sexually in their lives, and oftentimes all three. Something is gravely wrong in the system when it takes place in a prison setting, an institution for rehabilitation for the already victimized to be victimized over and over again. On March 16th of 2022, the PREA auditor visited the camp. A friend of mine provided the auditor with a 10-page long PREA allegation. The auditor asked if he could keep her papers and assured her he would only go over the findings with the warden. She also let the auditor know that the signs on the walls and around the camp detailing how to report PREA were just posted a day before by administrative staff. Even today, the instructions on how to report a PREA are unclear, as the drop box is not listed as PREA but rather DOJ sexual abuse. For inmates who are already scared or stressed, this misdirection doesn't seem to be accidental. And that letter to Congressman VZ went on for about 3.5 more pages, detailing not just the PREA and sexual abuse at FMC Carswell Camp, but multiple other allegations against staff members and how they need to be trained, and how there definitely needs to be an insight, an overhaul into FMC Carswell. As my journey in prison is coming to an end at this point, I'm realizing more and more that, hey, this is going to be my call. This is something that I want to do. This is something that I want to be a part of. I definitely want to be in that arena of people who are fighting for the unheard and unvoiced individuals who are incarcerated.